What's up, YouTube? I'm Devon DaVinci, leader of the Renaissance crew, and you're watching DaVinci Reacts. Today we're going to be checking out the new State of Play live stream that has come out from PlayStation. I could have sworn one of these already came out. I assumed that State of Play was like a yearly thing, but I'm guessing maybe it's a monthly thing? Or is it just when they have some news that they really want to bring out there? Kind of like a Nintendo Direct. I don't really know, but like the last time I did a reaction to State of Play, that was the first time I heard of State of Play. So let's jump in and see what it has to offer. This is a 42-minute video, so I will probably not be pausing or anything like that. So just know I will be talking over it. If there is some information that is missed, I will at some point go back and try to listen again. I mean, I plan on watching this again at some point anyway, so even if I do talk over something, I will like learn about it later. So try not to get too upset in the comment section. Now, with that being said, let's jump into this and see what it has to offer. I could have sworn on one of the thumbnails I saw a picture of Darth Vader. I don't know. And if it is, then that makes me think that, or at least I'm hoping, that there's going to be another VR Vader Immortal game. Well, why the hell would that be the case? That's Oculus Quest. Maybe they're porting it over to PlayStation VR. I don't know. But whatever. We need more VR games, goddammit. Let's jump into this and see what it has to offer. Oh, this video was provided by IGN. Okay, we have more Crash.
Hey everyone, I'm Lou Studdard, producer at Toys for Bob, and I'm here to talk to you about Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Crash 4 is a direct sequel to Crash Bandicoot Warped. The devious villains, Neo Cortex and Dr. Entropy, have finally escaped their interdimensional prison, leaving an evil scientist-sized hole in the universe. Now they've got their eyes set on not only simply conquering this dimension, but all dimensions. And it's up to Crash and Coco to save the day. Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time is the first totally new game in the Crash Bandicoot series in over a decade. So for us at Toys for Bob, we felt that it was important to reintroduce longtime fans, as well as new players, to this amazing franchise. First, we made sure to incorporate the classic tense, precise, and perspective-shifting platforming that we all fell in love with. And then, we wanted to introduce exciting new elements.
This game always takes me back to when the PS1 first came out.
This is where Crash's adventure first started, and where we picked things up again in Crash 4. But there have definitely been changes since we first saw Insanity Beach all those years ago. And throughout Crash 4, you'll see those changes to our gameplay.
My favorite gaming moments from
our
PS1.
teams wanted to take inspiration
My
from
favorite
not
generation.
just the original games, but the animated cartoons that inspired those original games, all while also delivering bigger, more awe-inspiring dimensions to explore. Throughout Crash 4, you'll see wide-open new vistas, new character models, and lots of expressive animations. And with all of that also comes new additions to the platforming, like having the ability to wall run, rope swing, rail grind, and zip line as well.
We'll make sure it doesn't
In the
drop in
original
quality
trilogy,
at some point.
specifically Crash Warped, there were certain moments in the game where Crash would change outfits. Think Crash wearing a biker jacket when riding a motorcycle. That seemed like a natural area for us to expand upon. So we have loaded the game with tons of awesome skins that you can earn and wear throughout the game.
Okay.
These skins are totally cosmetic and a fun way to express yourself while playing the game. And just to be clear, there's no MTX here. Skins are earned by completing different challenges and earning gems within levels. Crash
Do they
4
have any
also
type of
introduces the quantum
bonus
masks,
effects, though?
the powerful protectors of time and space. Crash and Coco will need their assistance throughout the game to tackle the crazy challenges that we're going to be throwing at the player. Whether it's Ika Ika, who gives you the ability to instantly flip your center of gravity at the press of a button, Kapunawa, who allows you to slow down the world around you, or Lonnie Lowly, who allows you to phase shift elements in and out of existence. Bending the rules of reality and altering your environment with these new masks is a must. We also can't wait to talk to you about the fourth mask, Akano, but that's gonna have to wait for another day. What
that can kill you.
tell you today, though, is that Crash isn't the only character you get to take control of during this adventure. For starters, you can play the entire game as Coco. Any level that you can play as Crash, you can also play as Coco. It was also very important for us that she take a more prominent role in the story this time as well. But that's not all. We've got a few other characters that you'll get to control at key points in the adventure, so that they can provide their own fresh perspectives and new gameplay. Here you can see that you'll be taking control of Neo Cortex. He's all about using his blaster to change an enemy in his path. In addition to playing as Cortex, we're excited to reveal that for the first time, you'll also get to tail slap your way through crates as Dingodile. I repeat,
Really?
you get to play as Dingodile in Crash 4. Now, a lot has changed in the years since we last saw Dingodile. In fact, he hung up his old flamethrower rocket launcher combo when he decided to retire from a life of villainy and open a diner. Unfortunately for Dingo, fortunately for us, his adventure begins by witnessing the destruction of said beloved diner and getting sucked into another dimension. Finally, there's one more surprise I'm incredibly excited to show you today. The Crash Bandicoot series has always been about finding new and exciting ways to play through the game. In the past, it's been about taking on time trials or discovering all the hidden secrets. Well, for Crash 4, we wanted to bring something brand new to the table, so we teamed up with our friends at Beanox to create a brand new style of play for Crash 4 that we call
Just missed
Inverted
all them
Mode.
damn raspberries.
It's our souped-up, bump-a-berry-fueled take on a mirror mode. Not only are perspectives shifted, but now each of the dimensions are rendered in a new and unique art style that really changes the look and feel of the experience. One dimension could be asking you to traverse through a neon wasteland, while another tasks players with spinning paint all over the environment to see their path forward. We've even got one that feels like an old-timey movie, with the overcranked camera speed increasing the
Reminds me
actual
of,
speed of gameplay
Sly
as well.
Cooper.
Once unlocked, players can replay all the game's levels with a totally new and dynamic look and feel. It's an incredibly fun feature that is going to give every player, especially the completionists out there, a reason to revisit each level again to see what new and exciting experience is in store for them. So that's some of the new stuff that we have in store for you in Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Experience the space and time-bending madness on October 2nd.
I like how the subtitle's like directly in your face. The game's about time. It's about time.
Today's State of Play is loaded with third-party updates for PS4 and PSVR, and some new PS5 gameplay too.
That's what I want to hear.
We open the show with an all-new look at Crash 4, It's About Time, coming to PlayStation 4 on October 2nd. Now let's keep the party going with the latest from IO Interactive.
Half-Life, or I say Half-Life. I was about to say Half-Life 3, Hitman 3. Don't worry, I don't have any type of extra knowledge about Half-Life. Half-Life 3 is not coming.
Besides, this is your big day. You should mingle, have fun.
There's a
Don't worry
Hitman
about
VR
it.
mode.
My art speaks for itself. Well, I have to go. I'll call you when I get back to New York.
You can get up close and personal with your assassinations. I'm wondering how moving's gonna work. Because I can tell, based on how VR games are played, this person isn't controlling the way that Hitman is moving. So I'm wondering, was that on rails or what? That was too smooth to be VR, like, movement. What is all these extra sound effects just to open a chest? It's like a kung fu movie. Yeah, time is definitely in reverse. This is Braid? I think this is Braid, right? I never actually played it, and it's been such a long time. Okay, so it is Braid. Yeah, it was such a long time I didn't like know if I had the name right. Because there was a handful of games that came out when this came out, and they looked like very similar.
We are happy to announce Braid Anniversary Edition. It's the classic puzzle adventure where you manipulate time, hand repainted for modern high resolutions.
Many areas have been re-envisioned to make them more unique, and it's even more like a living painting with brushstrokes animating the world. There are more than 9 pixels for each pixel in the original game. There are new animations for smoother motion,
Improved sound and music to enhance the mood, and many hours of developer commentary and interviews on subjects like puzzle design, programming, and visual art.
We plan to make it the most detailed commentary in any game ever. So if you want to learn how video games are made, Braid Anniversary Edition will be a really good resource.
We hope you'll enjoy the game when it comes out early next year.
PS5.
Pathless is a mythic adventure set on a mystical island. Let's take a quick tour in this new footage captured from PS5.
Hi everyone, this is Matt Nava from Giant Squid. I'm excited to share more with you today about our upcoming game, The Pathless. The Pathless is an open-world, mythic adventure game set in a vast forest. You play as the Hunter. The Hunter is a master of archery. She can shoot talismans to fill her dash meter, which allows her to bound across the landscape. Fluid, dynamic movement is at the core of the Pathless, so the game's unique take on archery is all about timing, not aiming down sights. This design was critical to making it possible to shoot even while moving fast and performing acrobatic maneuvers. You instantly feel as skilled as the Hunter herself.
This seems like some type of Temple Run mobile style game.
With help from the eagle, you can even fly. The bond between the Hunter and the eagle is central in the Pathless. You can gain altitude while you glide by flapping.
So you can only flap so many times.
Make sure you pet the eagle to keep it clean and in good flying condition. You'll find secrets all over the island, if you know where to look. Collecting crystals will let you upgrade the eagle's ability to flap. You'll also discover larger puzzles to solve in ancient structures.
I mean, in puzzles, I don't want to judge too soon, but if you can't aim at anything, then it just seems like you're not really doing
Pathless
much.
is all about finding your own way forward. So unlike most open world games, there's no map. Instead, the Hunter can use her mask to peer into the spirit world and discover distant landmarks. It even shows you where you've been. Getting to higher vantage points will let you see further with spirit vision. Giant cursed spirits, the source of the darkness, will pose a constant threat to you on your quest. They will try to separate you from the eagle.
I mean, some of the designs look cool,
Stay
but
still in the light to avoid detection.
I'm not sure if this is a game for me. Ah, damn it. You screwed up already. You already lost. Oh, it's like a horizon system.
You won't be able to take on the cursed spirits until you've returned light to the obelisks. When the obelisks are restored, the cursed spirits will be vulnerable. Chase them down through the forest to corner them in a dramatic final battle.
See, it seems to me like this game would be very good if they put it on VR. It already has like a look to it that is very VR to me to begin with.
And Eagle will have to defeat the cursed spirits to bring light back to the world. I hope you've enjoyed this overview of the Pathless. We've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore and discover. The Pathless is coming out later this year. Thanks for watching.
Constipated vocals.
Next up, let's see what's in store for Spelunky 2.
Hi, my name is Derek Yu, and I'm the creator of Spelunky. For Spelunky 2, I wanted to make sure we made something that got old fans excited and also brought in new players. It was important we didn't change the things that made Spelunky such a unique experience in the first place. So many people became fans of the game through their friends and family, and even strangers on the internet.
I never played
That's
Spelunky,
one reason
so
why
I
we're
can't
adding online
speak on
multiplayer,
anything.
so that more people can play the game together. And I also wanted to include that feeling of community into Spelunky 2 itself to make sure that the game felt welcoming even though it's difficult. In Spelunky 2, when you do runs and discover new characters, you'll also be building an in-game community and family. I designed the world of Spelunky 2 to feel much more rich and dynamic than Spelunky 1. It's going to feel a lot more full. Players will be able to explore and interact with it in lots of new ways. For example, you'll be able to ride turkeys and find hidden passageways. And you'll have to choose between branching paths as you make your way deeper into the caves. As a result, the stories players create will have much more texture to them. Even after many, many hours of playing, I still have interesting runs that don't even go past the first area. In Spelunky 1, runs often centered around the shops and how you chose to interact with them. So in Spelunky 2, we expanded the shopping experience and made them more nuanced and exciting.
Okay,
and also added new
I gotta put my foot down on this.
You or hinder you.
Back in my day when there was 2D pixel art style games like this,
it's hard to say how long
you could go through and just rob stores freely or ransack people's houses. Now you mean to tell me NPCs can defend themselves? What kind of witchcraft is this?
And there are lots of new things to play with that I hope players can use to push past the boundaries of what we, as the developers, know about the game. I have two types of favorite stories from Spelunky fans. First are when people are genuinely surprised by something that happened in the game. And second, the ones where people shared a fun experience with friends and family in multiplayer. These are the stories I wanted to expand upon in Spelunky 2. They're really what guided my design choices. After releasing Spelunky, I knew there was a lot more that could be done with the concept and the world. Knowing that possibility was out there is what's been exciting for me and the rest of the team. In a lot of ways, when Spelunky 2 comes out, I want players to experience what we experienced making it. That feeling that there's something special there waiting for you to discover it. A big thanks to the fans who've waited patiently for us to finish Spelunky 2.
Almost died again.
It's been a long journey, but
Spoke too soon.
I think it's gonna be worth it. Thanks.
Holy hell. And they're not dead yet.
We've got a bunch of new PS4 updates to share with you, starting with a closer look at Genshin Impact.
Okay, what is this now?
Hey, there's something strange over there. Come on, let's take a look. I summon thee!
I deal in death. If you cannot bring yourself to kill, speak my name.
Feels like a summon.
Disturbance to which I awaken.
Huh? Think you can get away? Time for takeoff!
Sentient filth. I claim your mind for the Void Armada. Gods have squealed for my mercy.
It's like an Atlas game.
Why you to stand in the way of my vengeance? This ambition of yours, what a waste of stardust.
I've never been a fan of mechs and big giant robots. I don't know why. Those are like my least interesting anime. Matter of fact, the only large robot animes that I've ever been a fan of were two. Zoids and a particular series in Gundam where they had like Gundams from each country, and each country was like unique. They had like the Gundam Japan, Gundam China, Gundam America. Like, I forgot the name of it, but I was a fan of that series, but I wasn't a fan of Gundam as a whole.
You should have remained dead.
It's time to talk Bugsnax. Let's check out some gameplay footage captured from PS5.
So far, nothing that's fully like grabbed me yet.
Open. Come join me on the island of Bugsnax.
Wow, that's your new lead? Another monster hunt? Elizabeth Megafig is a two-bit con artist. Don't tell me you actually believe this half-baked nonsense. I swear, if you chase this Bugsnax story, you're out of a job.
You're the journalist. Lisbeth said you'd be coming. There's a Bugsnax right over there. Do me a favor and take my snack trap.
Stranger, I could use your help. This bunger goes wild for ketchup. Use it to lead the bunger over yonder.
I want you to use that journalistic instinct to find out what my favorite Bugsnax is. And feed it to me, obs.
How's my little sprout doing? He misses Papa? Oh, of course he does. Well, I have a few prototype traps that I could put to use.
You're pretty good at stuff, and nobody hates you yet. You can catch Bugsnax and bring everybody back to Snacksburg.
Well, say you do find these Bugsnax and make it back alive.
I'm getting like Banjo-Kazooie vibes.
Job. Now get going and try not to fall off a cliff.
There's a lot more in store. Let's start with an update on an eagerly awaited PlayStation VR game.
There we go. Come on now, announce some type of sequel or something.
The Force is strong with you.
You must stop Vida.
I don't understand why you never mentioned that you had the Force.
The lightsaber dojo is the funnest part, but I want to have the combat and the customization of lightsaber dojo and put it into an actual single-player game. Because the actual single-player mode of the game is very hand-holdy. I want it to be more open. Okay, so it's just a port. I was hoping for like a sequel or something exclusive.
Whatever you do, stay in the light.
Is that Palpatine? Because it's, well, chess. And people that are really into chess aren't going to play it because they'd rather play traditional chess. They don't want gimmicks. This seems really interesting. Got a Game Boy down there?
Now let's take a look at 2 new games headed to PS5.
We are the forest shadows. Ghosts, running silently between the straight, cold lines of a corrupt state.
Quieten down, don't shed a tear.
They count, ration, manipulate.
There's a wolf in the night and he's talking to me.
They've taken everything from those they claim to protect.
When the stakes loom ravage and
Authority and steel will not stop us. We aren't an invading army. We are wraiths. We bypass defenses and strike at the heart.
The ghost of the forest, the wraith of the night. Won't think twice, he'll be by your side. The stag runs heavy, it's the archer's eye.
We take back what was stolen.
When the hoods both fly.
And the people call us heroes.
From the dead of night.
To others, we are rivals.
Like multiplayer?
We are all outlaws.
So I'm guessing Robin Hood
will become legends.
When hoods both fly.
Again, I don't know. When you try to take something that's kind of like family friendly or kiddie and then try to make it gritty, it doesn't usually translate well. Oh, Tim. So they're going all in on this Pokemon counter. From what I hear, the game is really good. It does a lot of stuff that people want Pokemon to do, but they just won't do.
Before we wrap up, let's take a tour of Godfall. We've got new PS5 gameplay for this melee-focused action epic launching this holiday.
Hello, my name is Keith Lee, and I am the game director for Godfall. On behalf of Counterplay Games, we are very excited to share gameplay with you today and to offer you a glimpse into the mystical world of Godfall. Today, you'll be seeing extensive gameplay captured on a PlayStation 5 development kit. Please keep in mind that the game is still a work in progress, and some things may change from the final product as we continue to learn and harness the power of Sony's next-generation console. Please enjoy. So let's jump right into what Godfall is. Godfall is a looter slasher that features intense action, satisfying moment-to-moment combat, and robust loot progression systems. You can enjoy the game at your own pace, playing alone, or through online co-op with up to 2 additional teammates. Godfall is set in a brand new high fantasy universe filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and forbidden realms. The world is split up into the elemental realms of earth, water, air, and fire. Godfall is
I've
a
heard
complete
this
package.
before.
All loot and gear in the game are acquired or unlocked through gameplay.
And let me guess,
There
your
are
character
no
can use all 4 elements,
microtransactions.
right?
No waiting for content. It's all in the game on day one.
And when the world needed them most, they vanished,
As you
right?
adventure, you'll get to tear through enemies to challenge a mad god who awaits you at the top. You play a Valorian knight, a godlike warrior able to equip valor plates, legendary armor sets that transform you into an unstoppable master of melee combat.
Yeah,
Throughout
there's
your journey,
a lineage
you'll
of people
find
that wore that
ancient
armor
valor
before,
plates
right?
Lost in time, each with their own characteristics and long history.
Sure.
Now let's talk about gameplay in Godfall. First, our team wanted to do something different. We wanted to combine action RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we think is a looter slasher. Our game is therefore 1 part gear-driven and 1 part player skill-driven. In other words, not only do we want you to find exquisite weapons with powerful loot traits, but we also want you to have that feeling of accomplishment or mastering the wide set of combat mechanics available to you in Godfall. From a combat philosophy perspective, the melee combat in Godfall is intended to be fluid, dynamic, and interactive, embracing offense over defense. More often than not, you'll be facing multiple enemies at the same time. As a result, you should always be moving and closing the gap on enemies. Also, you dominate the combat space, not the enemies, and the game rewards you for being aggressive. Now that you're familiar with the combat philosophy, let's dig into
Hopefully
the
when you
weapons
say aggressive, you
themselves.
don't just mean button mashing.
In Godfall, there are 5 weapon classes: the longsword, the dual blades, the polearm, the two-handed warhammer, and the two-handed greatsword. Each weapon class has their own unique movesets and playstyles, ranging from fast combos to more strategic, deliberate play. As you defeat enemies in your adventures, you will acquire numerous weapons. For each weapon category, each weapon with their own primary and secondary traits. At a later date, we will delve into the weapon classes and how to modify them in greater detail. For now, we'll go over the dual blades.
To me, that sounds like the
and
interesting part.
longsword weapon
Let's talk about that now.
The dual blades are the fastest weapon class in Godfall, embodying speed, fluidity, and mobility. The dual blades are exceptional against soft, unarmored targets or single targets. You can perform a combo by executing 4 consecutive light attacks. The dual blades heavy attack is a spinning blade cyclone. The blade cyclone can also be used as a finisher at the end of your light attack combo. So what are the signature moves for the dual blades?
That's sounding
As
too
you
deep
build
to
up
me
charge,
right now.
you can also activate Inner Focus, which is unique to the dual blades, which inflicts massive damage in a short period of time. There's also Mortal Coil, where you can throw your blade into an enemy, pulling the enemy towards you, like pulling a cable. Now let's switch to the longsword weapon class. Longswords are balanced weapons, embodying crisp damage and simple cooldowns without needing a lot of elaborate combo setups. Similar to dual blades, longswords have their own 4-hit light attack combo. Then there's the heavy attack finisher, which can be used at the end of your light attack combo. There are 3 signature moves for the longsword class. There's Spectral Flurry, which cannot be interrupted and deals high damage to multiple nearby targets. Then there's Spiral Technique, which eviscerates all enemies in a straight fixed path. Notice there's a white flash after a longsword swing called a timing attack. If you press the shield button exactly at the same time, you'll perform a devastating shield uppercut with your longsword. The shield is a core part of Godfall. It's available to you throughout the entire game. You can always block incoming attacks with your shield. If you press the shield button at the right time, you can also parry an attack. You can perform a light attack after a last-second shield block to counterattack with a powerful shield strike. The shield is great not just for defense, but also offense. You can aim and throw your shield, which will hit multiple nearby targets. If you tap the shield button just as you catch your shield, you can perform a powerful wave attack. You can double tap the shield button to petrify enemies.
Okay, so a little bit more variety when it comes to the shield.
An R3 ground finisher on enemies that were knocked down to the ground.
Gotta do better than that. What's stopping you from just spamming like shield throw over and over again?
We hope you enjoyed our first walkthrough video of Godfall running on the PlayStation 5. We also want to thank all the fans for their endless support since our initial reveal back in December. We have a few more surprises coming down the road, such as details on loot and progression, and are eager to share more with you on our way to launch this holiday season. We hope that you will join our Godfall community on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you.
This game needs a much deeper gimmick going for it. I think if they had like a loot system like Diablo, where it just has a ton of weapons, and each one has like a unique, slight skill difference or something.
That's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed this peek into the future of PlayStation.
It would give the game more legs.
See you next time.
PlayStation.
Yeah. As of right now, I don't know if I can really talk about how exciting this was. I mean, the only thing I was looking forward to out of the entire stream was possibly the Vader VR game, but since that's a port, it's not really anything new for me. If you haven't played Vader Immortal, I suggest you try it. The single player mode is very linear, but the lightsaber dojo is when you have more freedom. The only thing is because of its play style, it's just kind of like a gauntlet style wave 1, wave 2 type of game. If they took that and put that into the regular game and gave you the freedom that you have in Lightsaber Dojo, then the game would have been amazing. But I think like as of right now, like you don't really have all that many lightsaber battles in the single player mode. It's probably like a handful. You can't really use like force powers until like the middle of the second game. And it's like, just give me the abilities and let me go. I've already said this before and I'll keep saying it. I'm looking for a VR game that takes place in the Star Wars universe that gives you the ability to either be a regular person or try to become a Jedi. Maybe there's a academy that you have to train to become a Jedi first before you can become one. And then you get your abilities and then you have to level up your abilities through training more, and maybe like it starts off with force push, and then if you get stronger you can have like a force wave that knocks multiple enemies down, and you know, you have your force heal, and then if you level that up, maybe you get force shield or something. You can get, like if you're on the dark side, force grip, and if you train that enough you get force lightning or something, like, you know, like something that allows it to progress into something more, but you have the freedom to choose how it progresses, not just like holding your hand and, hey, here's a lightsaber, hey, here's how you use your force powers, do this, but you can only use this force power until I introduce the next one. I just want freedom in the game. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not gonna say one way or the other if I enjoyed it. It was okay. It was okay. I found myself in situations where I was trying to fight, not dozing off. Before I record the next video, I'm gonna have to get some type of stimulants in my body, some type of drugs. I'm gonna go take some pre-workout or something. I don't know. I need something to keep me up. But with that being said, I'm gonna give you the deuces. I'm Devon DaVinci. Hopefully you've been a little more enlightened. I'll see you on the next video, and until then, I'm signing out. Deuces.